What's good, YouTube? It's your boy K-Flex, and I'm back here with another video. And today we're gonna talk about the Robert Quinn trade. Now I know I am late, okay, but I was at school. I had to do a lot of work. You know, spring break's over, so it's so much stuff. I don't even want to talk about it, okay? Bruh. But I'm here right now to talk about the trade of Robert Quinn to the Dallas Cowboys. My reaction to it. Now he's been traded for a 6th-round draft pick in the 2020 draft, okay? And I see a lot. Most of the fan base, from what I'm seeing, are just happy to have gotten something for him, okay? We knew that we probably was going to get rid of him. So a lot of people are just happy to get something for him. And at the end of the day, it's a situation where I don't really care. I'm not going to look at this as a genius move. Some people look at it as a genius move and say, oh, we couldn't have got nothing for him, but we ended up getting a 6th rounder. We're so smart. I don't see it that way. We really didn't have any leverage in the negotiations, and I'll get into that in a second. As far as for the Cowboy side, this is I don't want to say steal because it implies that they stole something from us, bruh. But it's a bargain. It's a great deal for them, okay? It's a wonderful deal for them. And I honestly understand how they could see it as a steal. So let's get into it now. The reason why this trade wasn't necessarily all the way free is because Robert Quinn did get a $1.2 million roster bonus a couple of weeks ago because he was still on the roster. If you guys don't remember, we had to cut him by a certain date and we could have saved all the money, but we tried to trade him. So we ended up keeping him on the roster and ended up paying him $1.2 million. So technically this 6th-round draft pick trade did cost us $1.2 million. Now, it just depends on how much you value the pick versus how much you value the $1.2 million. Okay, I don't know. It's not my money. I really don't be caring like that. But this pick was not no free thing. This wasn't no we got a pick for Robert Quinn when we were supposed to cut him. It's like the Dolphins paid $1.2 million for a 6th-round pick essentially, okay? Because they could have cut him way before the date, and they could have saved all the money anyway. So it's not like we got rid of his contract. We could have cut him and got rid of his contract a couple of weeks ago. So all this was us pretty much giving the Cowboys $1.2 million, or giving Robert Quinn $1.2 million for a 6th-round draft pick. That's what it was, okay? Now, and it's up to you guys as fans to decide if that was worth it. Now, to me, it's worth it because I love draft picks, and I don't really be caring about the money because it's not my money. Now, if it was my money, then it'd be different. Like, do I want to spend $1.2 million for a 6th-round draft pick that probably won't develop as anything? Maybe a practice squad player? Who knows? I mean, not saying that he can't be good. The more 6th-rounders that you have, I mean, the more likely it is that you do draft one of those good players. But a lot of them players oftentimes don't be good. Now, from a Cowboys fan perspective, I can see how they got to steal or think they got to steal because they don't care about what we're trying to do. Obviously, as Dolphins fans, we know we're rebuilding completely. We knew that we wasn't going to keep Robert Quinn. We knew that, you know what I'm saying, he was going to get traded. As far as Cowboys, they don't care about none of that. All they're seeing is they're getting a pretty decent player because he's not the best, but he is still pretty decent. And then you got to take into consideration he plays on the right side, going up against the left tackle, so it's harder for him to get sacks. But even with that, he still played pretty good, or decent. I don't want to say good, decent. A former Pro Bowler for a meaningless pick to them. So, and I can see how we could be excited about that, but you can also see from their perspective how they could think they got an absolute steal. And honestly, in the negotiations, the Dolphins had no leverage in the situation because once he got that $1.2 million bonus, they had no choice but to trade him. Because if they had to cut him, you know how bad that looks if you had to cut a player after you paid him $1.2 million when you could have just cut him a couple weeks ago and did it for free, okay? So it would have looked really bad if he hadn't got traded. So once that passed, we absolutely had to trade him. And so when you're talking to a team like the Cowboys, you have no leverage in the situation because if we say, oh, we need something higher than the 6th-round pick, and they say, oh, we don't want to give you nothing higher than the 6th-round pick, what are we gonna do? If he doesn't really have that many other suitors, I mean, we can't cut him. Because if we cut him, we just wasted $1.2 million. Stephen Ross probably not going to be happy about that. So I'm saying, like, literally, we just have to really take what they offered. And this is what they offered, and I'm not angry about it, but I'm just saying I'm not going to act like this was just a genius-ass move by us. Overall, looking at the big picture, the whole Robert Quinn signing was an obvious L. If y'all remember, we ended up giving up a 4th-round draft pick in a 6th-rounder for Robert Quinn just last season or last offseason, and now we just turned around and traded him for just a 6th-round pick. So we lost a 4th-round pick out of the whole entire deal, and obviously some money. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, that was the old coaching staff's decision. That was their regime, and at the end of the day, this coaching staff is just trying to fix things up that they f***ed up, okay? I am owed a couple of apologies, okay, because I did catch hell when I said Robert Quinn was ass when we picked him up last year. I got called all kinds of mean names. I got cyberbullied. It's okay. It's okay. Don't stress about it. I still love you guys. But yeah, this trade, it just is what it is at this point. We know what team that we have. One thing that's surprising to me is how Rashad Jones is still on the roster right now. I don't know if he's trying to get traded. I honestly love G5. I want him to stay on the roster, but I'm just looking at our entire roster, and I'm saying, okay, we're getting rid of all of the highest paid players, but Rashad Jones is still right there, and I don't know what the situation is with that. I don't know if his contract is too bad to trade. I don't know what's going on with that, but hopefully he stays, and I hope he can stay through the rebuild and be good with us. I mean, looking at our D-line from now on, we have what? Our defensive ends are very, very bad. We have Tank, and we have Woodyard. Like, it's super, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I hope maybe we could draft one. All in all, guys, this was a good deal for the Cowboys and for the Dolphins. To be quite honest with you, the Cowboys, a contending team, got a edge rusher that they needed. You know, it's important. It's hard to find a pretty good edge rusher, so they got a pretty decent edge rusher. We got a pick. We didn't want the edge rusher. We didn't need the edge rusher. We didn't, you know what I'm saying? We don't have a place for him in our system. So it ended up just being a fair trade. I can see how they would think it was a steal. I can see how Miami Dolphins fans could think that we got the better end of the deal. But at the end of the day, you just got to ask yourself what was more important, the $1.2 million or the 6th round draft pick. And then that's how you decide pretty much, was this a good trade or not. Now, in my opinion, it was the 6th rounder, because I mean, I don't really like be counting owners' monies. I don't be caring. It's $1.2 million. That don't seem like a lot when you think about, hey, the Dolphins are gonna have $100 million next year, or they have $40 million right now. You don't really think about that $1.2 million as a lot, but if I'm a owner, I think of that $1.2 million, okay? Because it's my money then, and it's different, you know. So that's gonna wrap up the video, man. Robert Quinn is gone. Hopefully we gotta get our D-line together, guys. Hopefully we'll start adding some pieces in this draft. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Like, comment, subscribe, rotate 8K in the way. It's your boy K Flexing. I'm out.